I'm Al Hope, creative lead, and we're here today talking about Alien Isolation.
Can you talk a little bit about the Alien itself and how you guys have designed it to replicate the experience that the original film had, but then also have this in a fully 3D virtual world environment?
Yeah, so we really wanted an alien that really commanded the player's respect. We really wanted to create an alien that presented the player with a really meaningful encounter. I've really felt when we started that there had to be an alternative to, an alien just being at the end of your pulse rifle. That there was another experience to be had there. I really wanted an alien that was enormous, that communicated the sense that I think you get from the first film, that it really dominates the frame and dominates the player. It looks down on the player. It's not easily, you can't easily sort of run around past it. It's menacing and lethal and very believable. And so I think one of the most important things about our alien is that it's very dynamic and reactive. It's not running under any prescribed paths or patterns. It's using its senses to search for you. It's listening for you. It's looking for you. And all of its behaviours are tied to those senses. So one of the exciting things is every playthrough is different. It's reacting to what the player is doing, and every player is reacting to it in a slightly different way. And it's been fascinating to watch people from outside the studio get their hands on our hands-on demo and see how they respond, because everyone, we can get 10 people in a room and they all press start at the same time, and 10 minutes later they're all in completely different places, all doing completely different things as they're finding different ways to try and survive.
And speaking of surviving, since you don't have the pulse rifles like you had in the Aliens Colonial Marines games, what are the tools that people will have to survive?
So we're not talking, at the moment, I guess we were showcasing what it's like to be in a space, the player, the alien, and a motion tracker. Now in the hands-on demo, there are items in the world that in the wider game you can start to put together to craft devices that, if used in the right place at the right time, might change the odds. And so that's just one of the ways in which the player can one of the actions that the player has to improve their chances of survival.
Can you talk a little bit about the motion tracker and how you turn that into a gameplay dynamic in terms of being able to see what's going on that screen versus what's going on in the actual room that you're in?
Yeah, so we're really keen that the motion tracker wasn't just this continuous radar that gave you all the information you needed. That we really wanted the motion tracker to feel like this physical object that you had to lift up, that the player actively had to use, that the player actually actively had to think about when they wanted to use it. And one of the things that we've tried to put into the game is that everything has a kind of a cost to it, or a risk associated with it. And so when you use the motion tracker, the background blurs, and so you don't get so much information about the background. But conversely, you can switch focus so that you can look into the background, but that then blurs the motion tracker. And so it's this really interesting trade-off about when are you going to use it and what are you going to be looking at.
How does the alien's huge size work against it in some situations, and how the player can evade it?
So it is massive, and it's a big creature in a very human space. I guess you can use that to your advantage. You can crouch. You can try and make yourself as small as possible. Really use the world to your advantage. Get behind objects. Get under objects. Get inside objects. Just to break line of sight and give yourself just another chance to make another choice in order to survive.